What's up? Big Herc 916. Positivity, motivation, never settle for average. Go pick up some merch at bigherc916.com and grab a bar of soap while you're at it and wash your ass. They're made in America, not sold on Amazon, so support. Man, I never shared this with you guys before, I don't think, but one of the things that helped me survive prison was learning how to meditate and how to literally put a force field around myself while I was doing my time, because there was so many negative energies trying to attack me. They're attacking everybody, but I felt them attacking me in ways where if I was to react in one fashion, I could be doing life. So I chose to leave that reaction as a last cause, meaning, if I had to pull that blinky out, I already wasn't getting no visits, so putting myself in a deeper situation than what I was already in, I knew I had to create an environment that allowed me to get out with the least amount of friction. And a lot of guys talk all this high-powered shit, raising their hand. Man, look, man, you're selling wolf tickets. You raise your hand at Long Park USP, you're getting your wig split. Ain't nobody raising their hand at Long Park USP. Ask somebody about the castle. It ain't no joke, man, but ain't nobody raising their hand. You're not volunteering. Everybody keeps to themselves, and if shit kicks off, it kicks off, but it ain't the type of place where you're gonna try to make yourself a superhero, because superheroes get killed in Long Park USP. 2000. When I got there, it was on lockdown. Somebody had just got killed. Before I got there, they had an inmate who strapped two knives to his hands and basically killed a guard. They had to basically shoot the guy there in the compound because he was just going out. He just had enough. He was going out, and so Long Park was no joke. And I knew that with the type of tension there, they had a lot of different cliques up in there, and it was serious, man. Wasn't nobody in there playing. You touch the TV, you could die. So I was able to find 2 mentors while I was there, and these mentors helped me become a better man, learn a lot about myself. And one of the things I learned on my journey there, through meeting a lot of the people, was meditation. And through meditation, like I said, I was able to channel myself out of the pits of hell of Long Park and basically become invisible. At Long Park USP, you didn't just say what's up to somebody because you're trying to be cool or make small talk. Saying what's up to somebody could mean that you wanted some problems, and a what's up could be considered a threat. So you just minding your business, man. There would be guys in the hallways acting like they were cleaning with the mop buckets, and they'd have some water up in there, but in that water would be some shanks. There would be, you could walk through in a movement and see somebody curled up where they had been stabbed, and everybody just walked by like they didn't see it. It wasn't until a guard seen it that anything would actually go down. That person just be there laid out. So it was a very hostile environment, very violent. I seen the biggest, swollest dudes get checked in, get their heads split. Dudes getting beat up by the horseshoes. I seen dudes get beat up in the middle of the yard. I seen people, and everybody checks their own up in there. So it wasn't no games up in there. So my thing was, one, you acquire a shank, be ready at all times, have your boots on. You don't walk around with no shower shoes or, anything that could be compromised. And just be ready, man, because I didn't have any homies up in there. I wasn't rolling with no clique. I wasn't a part of no gang up in there. I was just Big Herc. So I figured having some protection, you had to always be ready. Number two was becoming invisible. And so I would meditate. I would meditate at night before I went to bed. And in these meditations, I would basically cleanse myself of any negative energy, any hostile energy, any energy that would be confrontational. And I did this on a daily basis. And so in the mornings when the doors cracked and I would be walking through the compound, I would be basically invisible, because the frequency in which the people in the penitentiary were operating on was different than what I was operating on. They were operating for an hostile situation. They were operating with a conflictual frequency. And when you're in a group and you're tuned into that group's energy, that group had a certain frequency. So that frequency that the group had would be in sometimes conflict with another group's frequency. So there was always some type of tension. So in order to avoid a lot of that, I created a frequency that was basically undetectable to most of the people in there. And I knew a lot of dudes, to some degree hated because of one, the lifestyle I had before I got locked up. Two, the way I conducted myself. Three, the fact, that I carried myself a certain way, I talked a certain way. So, you just had to be real careful, man. And, the average person at Lompoc USP was doing 20 years. That was the deal. The average person was doing 20, 30 years. Nobody ever paroled from there. Ever. Nobody paroled from there. Most people would get, transferred to a medium and then parole from a medium, but nobody ever left Lompoc to go home except for the guards and the warden. It was a shithole. And meditation helped me get through that place, helped me deal with a lot of the demons in there. I was able to flip a lot of the negative energy that I encountered so that it worked towards my benefit, and these guys wanted to actually befriend me, ask me for advice, help other people. I was able to channel that energy into knowledge, learning a lot of things about the law library, legalese, Black's Law Dictionary, sovereignty, spirituality, a lot about myself, my purpose. It was traumatic that I had to learn it in the fashion that I did, but I look at to have to go through that experience. The purpose was to be able to share this with you today, and hopefully you gain some type of insight or awakening through these vlogs. Most guys are in prison, throwing up gang signs, still kicking at these youngsters. All of that stuff ceases when you get in your probably your 30s, early 30s, late 20s, and you start seeing that this shit is real, that you are going to be in there for the long haul. You start looking at life different. See, a lot of the youngsters in there in early 20s, late teens, they're all about it. But you get into your 30s, you get into your 40s, you're still doing time. Life has a different purpose, man. Life has a different meaning. You look at things differently. And for me, I went into a deep meditative mental state to where I wasn't even in the penitentiary most of the time I was there physically. I wasn't there spiritually. Wasn't there in conscious. you know, in the subconscious. Consciously, you know, yeah, I'm eating, I'm walking around, I'm doing my thing, but subconsciously, I'm out of there. I wasn't in that cement barbed wired matrix, and I was able to tap into some really deep energy. I was able to have an out of body experience. I was able to levitate in spirit outside of my body and see the facility beneath me as I was in the sky. And it was a crazy experience, because once I recognized what I did, I was zapped back into the flesh. But I knew at that point that I could operate at a very high frequency, and at any given moment I could become undetectable or invisible to those who operated strictly in the flesh. And it's prepared me for who I am today and what I'm able to share and how I'm able to grow this platform and Fresh Out, you know. But meditation, man, you know, if you can practice that in the free world, and you're coping with a lot of this just noise on social media, things you see going on, you know, politically, culturally, you can create your own reality. You can become invisible to a lot of those people you feel who are causing you pain, and you can rise up and find peace of mind, find purpose, turn trauma into victory, and fulfill that which you are seeking, you know, to become. Big Herc 916. Go to the Herc store at bigherc916.com and pick you up a bar of soap so you can wash that ass, or pick you up some Never Settle for Average merch, or some of the Muscleup Car Lifestyle merch. We have hats, Never Settle for Average. Got the Muscleup t-shirts. We also have the Never Settle for Average tank tops. Got the Muscleup Car Lifestyle hoodies. Got the beanie caps. Hey man, represent. And I know you guys aren't average, so pick you up some swag and step your game up. Hello, I'm Big Herc 916. Contact me for life coaching and motivational speaking.